Assembly, how are you?
Doing good.
Assemblyman, let's start first. Rumor, myth, fact. Bronxboro president. Your name's been mentioned. Are you interested in that?
Well, I'm right now. I'm just focusing on getting reelected for my third term in the assembly. Then after that, we'll look at what may happen. I definitely support our current borough president, Ruben Diaz Jr. for whatever he wants to do. I think he'll make a great public advocate. But yeah, it's something that we will look in the future after we finish with our challenge now.
What do you think this is about? Richard Soto's challenging you now. You ran against his brother Mike Soto. What is it? A family feud against you? What do you think this is about?
Well, what can I tell you? Richard Soto has actually supported every candidate that has run against me since I've been elected. He run candidates against me before, and now it's he's running himself. So before he ran demons against me, but now the devil himself is running. So we're taking it as for what it is. We are actually running a strong campaign. With sending a clear message. The community is united. That he's never been around. Every time we've needed leaders to come together, whether it's issues of gun violence, economic development issues, he's never been around. So he only seems to come out whenever there's an election, and we're going to send them a strong message that we don't want that type of leadership. We want people that are actually committed to this community, and that's why we're running as hard as we are.
Assemblyman, you want to make a prediction? By what percentage of the vote do you beat Mr. Soto?
I would say we'll beat him with 80% of the vote.
How much money do you have in the bank thus far? How much money have you raised?
We raised about $70,000.
What's the goal? Are you comfortable with that amount? Do you want to raise?
No, the goal will be 100,000. Yes.
Any endorsements you want to mention? Any of the laborers?
32 BJ, DC 37. I just heard possibly 1199 for next week. The TWA, TWU actually, whole bunch but the most important endorsement is the endorsement from my community. Basically, when we launched our campaign about 2 weeks ago, I have folks from the community. I could have had everybody that's elected in the Bronx and in the city, but I just wanted to have the folks that always supported me, the people that always come out for me, and they were there, which is actually the most important endorsement that I could get.
Assemblyman, you've chosen to stay neutral in the race between Senator Espaillat and Assemblyman Guillermo Linares. Why did you choose to stay out of that race?
Well, first of all, it has nothing to do with my district. I believe that in the congressional race, when I supported Adriano Espaillat, he came into the Bronx and it actually took over a few EDs within my district. Now that's not the case. It's a fight that it's two good Dominicans running for the same office. We have no saying in this. And I'm going to concur with our Bronx County leadership. In not getting involved in this race.
Do you want to make a prediction? Who do you think wins between the two?
I couldn't tell you. I mean, they're both good people that want to do the best for our community.
What do you think it means for the community at the end of the day that two Dominican elected officials are taking each other on?
Well, I think we have to learn and we have to, there's got to be that room where we sit down and we talk about our community needs and who is the best representative for our community. And instead of going out there and actually, dividing our vote and dividing our resources.
What do you think the race between Rangel and Espaillat, what do you think it means for Dominicans as a whole on a national level? That he came within 2 percentage points of defeating a 40-year incumbent?
Well, it means that we're a strong community. We have the potential. We definitely have the financial potential to support candidacies beyond the areas the Dominicans live. We could do it. We could definitely do it. But we have to sit down and we have to create that Dominican agenda that that we've been missing for the longest. I mean, especially here, like for example, in the Bronx. The Bronx has by far the largest population of Dominicans living outside of the Dominican Republic. And yet we don't have a Dominican agenda to address the Dominican needs and the issues that affect the Dominican community. Once we do that, and once we put our money together, definitely we could take on, not Rangel, we could take on, on other offices, that may come up of more importance.
Assemblyman, last question. What do you think of this coming legislative session? with a Dream Act or a Dream Fund? Do you think that Governor Cuomo comes around and supports either or? Do you think it happens in this upcoming session?
Well, it needs to happen. It needs to happen. Definitely look at what Obama have done with the executive order. That would actually bring ease to a lot of these young folks that have come to the United States, and they have been part of the fabric of the United States, and yet don't have a status or a legal status. It was done at the federal level. I think New York, being one of the states that actually very progressive. They support things like this in the past. I think we're falling behind, and this year something like that needs to happen at the state level, where we could actually protect our young students.
Assemblyman, give your pitch to the voters. What do they need to know for this upcoming election about your candidacy and about your opponent? Close the deal.
Well, we definitely need to come out and need to support a candidate that really cares about the community. A candidate has always been there. A candidate that actually 24/7 is thinking about how to make our community better. Apparently, my opponent hasn't done that. He's always been an opportunist, and will continue to do so. Right now, we're fighting to teach him a lesson. To teach him a lesson that that not to play with the people of the 86th Assembly District. What's happening in this district is very serious. We have serious issues that we have to address, and he is definitely not the person fit to hold office.
Thank you very much, Assemblyman. Continued success.